So we got to see some Davis Mills with the Houston Texans, which was kind of fun. I mean, listen, I think we all kind of agree that we just feel bad for Davis Mills having to play for the Houston Texans. It's an unfortunate spot for him to be in. Although the flip side is he might actually get some playing time and potentially some starts in actual NFL action due to the fact that, they just don't have a lot of talent on that roster, especially with Watson probably going to be suspended. So it's very interesting to me. So, with Mills, I thought that just evaluating his play, I thought he did fine. I didn't think he was great. To me, he was Davis Mills. That's what he was. He showed me some stuff that I hadn't really seen in college and impressed me. He also showed me some stuff that I was concerned about heading into the NFL and continue to be concerned about in the NFL. But again, he's a third-round rookie. There's a reason why he's not a first-rounder, and he's shown that he can at least maybe potentially be an NFL caliber player, which is kind of what you hope for with a third round pick in general, especially a third round quarterback. So let's get into the film study and talk about what he did well and maybe some things that are, disappointing. So let's just get into it. So let's start off with this one. This one was good, I thought, even though it's not going to actually be a completion. And in fact, it's not even going to be an accurate throw, which, that's one of Davis Mills' issues is accuracy, but a little bit more on that in a second. So this is going to be zone coverage. I believe this is quarters coverage. Again, a little bit difficult to tell given no all-22 footage for the preseason, or maybe ever. Again, don't know what's going on with Game Pass, but that's a conversation for another day. You have a receiver who's going to be running a deep route over the middle, and watch what happens. So Mills takes the snap. Not much is going to be open, but he is going to get to the outside to give himself a little bit more time. One thing I would say is I don't know if he has to make this throw on the run. That's kind of an issue with Mills, a little bit has been. He sometimes has a little bit of a footwork problem. I think that's fair to say. But, he's going to decide to make this throw on the run anyways. And to me, what's impressive about this is just going to be the arm talent you're going to see on this one. I mean, look at this. This was a great throw and a catchable ball, actually. It hit 17 on his hand right there. It would have been a tough catch. It would have been a great catch. But there was a chance that could have been caught if it was a great play. And really, again, would I like it to be a little bit less far so it could have been caught? Probably, but at the same time, on a third down and 12, off balance, making a throw that far down the field, in my opinion, that is a good play. That's what I would say. And there was also something like this. So this is, again, zone coverage. You see the route. It's a good route against this coverage, especially given the situation. Third down and 7. It's going to be past the first down marker, but it's kind of in a little bubble there where no Green Bay player is. So this can absolutely work out for Houston. And so it makes sense for Mills to look in this direction. Again, this is kind of that, playing in the preseason thing of you're going to sometimes get bubbles that you probably wouldn't get in the NFL, but regardless, watch what happens. So right when this play starts, as of right now, you can tell it's about to get open. And again, in the preseason, sometimes you will get bigger windows than you will in the regular season because, you're playing against guys who aren't starters. So it makes sense that they're not going to be as quick and there's going to be more separation. Although, the flip side is you're also not always playing with starters. So it does go both ways. But on this play, there is some separation. That's not really the main thing I want to focus on. What I want to focus on is, again, just going to be the arm talent. Watch what happens. It's just a really powerful throw right there and really accurate, and they get the catch there. It admittedly isn't anything crazy or, outstanding. No one's going to go crazy over it. But again, keep in mind, this is a third-round pick doing this, and he can make, I would consider, NFL quality throws. Yes, it wasn't the highest degree of difficulty play. However, I'm less concerned about that because, again, I'm just focused on how good the throw was. It was a good throw. All right, now for some negatives. And again, one thing that I've noticed a little bit when doing these videos is I'm someone who has studied all of these guys very closely. I've watched every snap from Davis Mills of last season. So I know a lot of his strengths and his weaknesses heading into a game. So there might be somebody who, like for example, Zach Wilson, I see that maybe one of my biggest concerns about him, he ended up being great at in the preseason, so I'm super high on that. Whereas someone like Trey Lance had a great deep ball, but I already knew that that was great, so that doesn't really impact my opinion on him. So for someone like Davis Mills, one of his biggest issues in college was the easiest throws. I swear, I don't know what it is. He's the worst check down quarterback to ever play. It's very bizarre because he's not horribly inaccurate down the field. I would say it's bit of an issue, but with these easy throws, he's just a complete mess. I don't know what it is. On this play, it's a blitz, and you have a receiver running a quick route over the middle that should be able to get open, because you look at how far off the player who's covering him is. So this is what should be an easy completion and gain some yards, the whole you can't go broke making a profit thing. And look, right when this play starts, so there is a little opening right there. And in my opinion, this is a throw that you just, quite frankly, have got to make. That's what I think. Instead, you see Mills, it's not horribly inaccurate, but it's a missed throw. I mean, that's not where he was trying to put it, and it results in an incompletion. And that's Kiki Kuti, he's had NFL experience. He's not some, fringe guy. So to me, that clearly is on Mills. That is a missed throw. And in isolation, it wouldn't be a big deal. But given the fact that it's something I've seen in college, that's why I think it's worth bringing up. And there's also something like this. So it's going to be a play action, and you have two routes going to the top of the screen. This is another one that I feel like just wasn't the best play from Davis Mills, in my opinion. So again, it's going to be very similar. Watch what happens. Mills takes a snap. He's going to fake a handoff. And at this point, he could just check it down to 27 right here and hope that he can run in, which I think is probably the right decision, just given it's first down and goal. So even if he doesn't get the touchdown, he gets inside the 5, maybe gets to the 1 or 2 yard line, makes it an easier second and goal. You could wait for 14 to try and get open. You could make that decision, but that's not what Mills wants to do. He wants to check it down, and I think I agree with that decision. But the issue is, this is the throw you have to make. And look, I mean, it's a high throw. That it just is. It's not, it should have been caught, for sure. It should have been caught, so it's not all on Mills, because, both of these still hit the player in the hands, but you don't want him to jump like that, because you really, ideally, you want him to make the catch and turn the shoulder and be able to get into the end zone without having to do too much. So the jump itself already wasn't great, and then the fact that he drops it makes it even worse. So again, these things don't seem like the biggest deal, but he's not the best at this. It's his biggest weakness, and it showed in the preseason as well. Although with all that being said, despite the fact that I just spent half of this video, trash talking the guy, I actually like a lot of what I've seen from him. I think that this is I feel better about him, now than I did before this preseason game, which, again, a big reason is because I already knew he wasn't the best at those shorter throws, so it doesn't surprise me to see him not be that great in those shorter throws. What impressed me was some other stuff, and the fact that he now has that to his game, and I know that, well, that's, to me, better than 2 days ago when I thought that he still wasn't good at the shorter throws and maybe didn't have that athleticism that he showed off a little bit. And I already knew he had a big arm, but I just thought that one throw in particular was very good, and I thought some other throws were very good. His arm talent is there. And you know what? For a guy who probably you're drafting to be a backup quarterback, I think he can do that. Again, I don't know if I would love the idea of him being a starter. When you get a rookie quarterback, there's always that hope that you have the next, Dak Prescott or a mid-round pick, kind of lights it up, a Russell Wilson. That's just probably not going to happen with Mills. I don't think so. But there's still some good there. So that's what I think. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from you. And of course, as always, thanks for watching.